people are already losing their minds, I think, about the Barkov injury, talking about how Chicago's got their first-round pick. It's going to be another great pick. Like, did we not learn how deep the Florida Panthers are? I get it. Sasha Barkov's unbelievable player. Anton Liddell's not truly a third-line center. Like, he's going to play more and he's going to do well. Like, how worried are you about the decline of the Florida Panthers now without Barkov?
I mean, Frankie, I'm pretty worried. I'm not going to lie to you. Of course, they're going to be good still. But what makes Florida great and what makes them so hard in the playoffs is they can go Barkov, Bennett, Lundell. And you're right, Lundell is better than a third line center. But what makes him great on Florida is he's the third line center. He's better than everyone else's third line center. You put him at the number one, and he's still very good, and he'll probably get 65, 70 points this year, but he's not Barkov. And then whoever's playing their third line would have been the fourth line guy, that Luke Cunnin. Like, whoever moves up is nowhere near what Lundell was. Is that trickle up or down effect that makes them so different? And even the temperament, you guys have been around that Florida team enough. And they thrive on things being a little chaotic, a little bit out of control at times. But the one guy who is their even keel steadier is Barkov. And he's such an important player. So, yeah, they'll be good. If without him, I still think they'll make the playoffs. But you put them into a playoff series, no Barkov, and it's different. And they wouldn't be the Cup favorite, and I would imagine they won't win a Cup. Now, they might not even win a Cup with him, but it is a monstrous. And you got to feel for Barkov. Anyone like this, like Olympics this year, that's gone. Team Finland, their best player or one of their best players, that's gone. It's just a brutal, brutal timing, but it completely changed the complexion of that team in Florida, at least for the regular season, if that's for how long he's gone for.
Yeah, and we haven't gotten the complete update yet on whether or not he could return for the playoffs or if he's done for the year, because they're going to wait until they get through surgery and reassess. But there is a chance that he's done for the whole season, which means, again, he can't return for the playoffs. But that would open up the opportunity for them to use the full cap space to go out there and get somebody else. Now, they've used a lot of assets in the past couple of years. And sure, some guys love going to Florida. Not everyone wants to go to Florida. I agree with your hesitation here, or if that, or apprehension in terms of what Florida's going to do, because they've been to 3 straight Cup finals. Tkachuk's out for a while. He's out for a while. Bobrovsky's 37 years old. Yes, like if Tkachuk's out till January and Barkov's out, that's 2 of your top 6, and those are your 2 leaders. Like those are the guys that represent this team. One's the captain in Barkov. He's the silent assassin, but by all accounts, he leads by example, and everyone follows suit. And Tkachuk, everyone knows the second he arrived, it changed the whole complexion of that team. Both of those guys are done. Who knows what Tkachuk looks like when he returns? Again, Bobrovsky is not a young guy. They played a ton of hockey. They got to make the playoffs first. Like, this is a massive, massive change for the Panthers. And it felt to me like I picked them to win the Cup 2 weeks ago, presuming everyone would be healthy and all that, because, again, I didn't see who else improved enough that I thought could knock them off the block. But this is huge. This is a massive, massive loss for them. And if he's done for the playoffs too, I don't think they're going to win. I don't think they can win. I don't think you can win 3 straight years. I think it's very difficult to do it, period. Again, I thought they probably could with everyone healthy. You take Barkov out, changes everything.
So, I brought this up, and Hayes was going to drive to my house and choke me out for it. But, Bill Zito. Like, he's not going to sit idly. If he loses Barkov for the season and they've got money to spend, he's going to be proactive. And I will say this. I don't think it makes Florida a team at the bottom. What I do think is they've come back to the group with the absence of Barkov. Still a good team, but not, again, you miss an elite player, your team is missing, a huge dynamic of it. But what if there's a guy available for a trade on a team that's not going to make the playoffs?
Does he wear number 87? Is that what you're trying to say? Well,
that's where Hayes attacked me for it, but I said, like,
that would be sick. That would be sickening.
Brad Marchand, like, keep in mind, we didn't think Brad Marchand was going to end up in Florida. We didn't think all 3 of those guys were going to sign there. They signed there. This team always pulls a rabbit out of the hat. That's one thing I will not do, is bet against Bill Zito and his group and how creative they can be. So if Barkov is a massive loss, which is, and if he's gone for completely the full season, I think everything's on the table for that organization to keep it rolling. What do you make of that, John?
Of course, they will be bold. They will be aggressive. They will mortgage the future. They do whatever they have to try to replace that guy. I mean, the fact is, not many people can replace him. And also,
right?
Isn't the salary cap in place for the playoffs this year? Isn't that a thing?
No, I think
season?
it kicks in next year for the new CBA.
Just next year?
I think.
Okay.
I don't know that for sure. I don't know that for sure, but the new CBA kicks in next year. I know that.
No, I know, but did they roll some of that stuff in early?
They might have.
One of the things they rolled in early. Someone check on that, because if they did, then you can't bring in Barkov late for this $10 million extra and then add him to a guy you already replaced him with. So depending, but yeah, they'll be aggressive, but it's hard and it's going to rob their depth elsewhere. Maybe cost them Samoskevich and other young players, and it just changes them. And how many guys are as good as Barkov? Hardly any, right? So even Sid might be the only guy. But most guys will not be as good, even if you try to replace them.
Yeah. So you're going to have to go like poor man's version. Like, do you take a swing at Evgeny Malkin? Not the same player. Nowhere near the same player. But expiring contract, and you're like, we need a body who can give us some skill. And the salary cap is coming in this year. The new CBA starts after, but they could roll this in early. And I think there was an appetite between the teams and the GMs to do it early. So they're going to have to be $95.5 million this year. You're playing roster, right? Like
cap compliant in the playoffs. Yeah.
No, you can go over by 10 if he's not returning, but you can't add him to the team without making that game playing roster of the playoffs cap compliant. So if they're going to add 10 million in, you'd have to take 10 million out, which is Seth Jones or whatever. You know what I mean?
And it is like
you can't load up with everybody.
Going to be. Yeah, and the 20 players that are in your lineup have to be $95.5 million, so not your 23-man roster. So you get a little wiggle room that way.